everyone. I figured I'd start telling some of the stories I've got. I'm gonna start with let's see, what's a good one to start with? I should have thought of this through better. I'll start with a short one about my wedding. I was married about 7 years ago to my husband. We've been together a little longer than that. I think we dated a year and we were engaged a year before we got married. We've been together about 9 years total. Um, the way I did my wedding was very simple. This is kind of also an advice to people who are going to get married. I took the approach of, yes, this is my big special day that every little girl dreams about, but if it's anything like my other big special days that every little girl dreams about, shit's gonna happen, it's gonna fuck it up. So I better just prepare myself for it now and not care. That was my attitude. There were two semi-major disasters that happened, and they were averted, like, before anything could come of it. The first was my dress. Turns out it was made during a Russian holiday in Russia. So the dress shop that ordered the dress for me, because I tried it on the store like a sample dress, and it fit, but they had to kind of keep the sample dress, so it was something stupid like that. And this was literally like the first dress I tried on, and it was perfect. Yeah, scary thought. Most brides try on like 50 zillion dresses, and then they found the right one. I hit it first shot. I get a dress. My sister went with me. She's good like that. But it kind of got delayed a month because of a Russian holiday, and Russian holidays involve a lot of drinking. So I think I know why. Talk about the hangovers from hell. And, other things went fine. I kind of just let the wedding party buy their own dresses. My sister-in-law was able to get for my nieces and, like, these pretty dresses that were, cheap. They weren't in my wedding color scheme. My wedding color scheme was gray and lavender, but, she was able to get them on the cheap, and they were pretty. I didn't care. They were kids. In fact, the fact they looked distinct from the rest of the wedding party, all two of them, was actually kind of cool. Griffin had, my nephew, had to rent a tux, little Griff. The the other thing we did is we got a one-stop wedding shop where they would give us a justice of the peace. They would give us, the food, which was good. Open bar. Yes, we had an open bar. I don't drink. I had an open bar. Go fig. Trust me, that was probably a good idea. Buffet-style meal, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm boring you with wedding details, because I can. It's my frickin' channel. Really the only thing they didn't do was the dress, and they didn't do the dress, they didn't do the flowers, because we had a friend do that, and she did a really good job, and I still have, like, the fake pieces that she put in, the little silver flowers, to this day. She did we had a friend do the flowers, the dresses, and the tuxes. My husband and I had to do ourselves, essentially, which, wasn't a big deal. But the other big thing that happened, this one was like right on the day of the wedding. The Justice of the Peace was late. The guy who was marrying us was fucking late to the wedding. I laughed at it then. I was like, what? Wait a minute. It's like the one thing that's not supposed to happen ever. Because you hear about the groom getting cold feet and not showing up. You hear about the bride getting cold feet and not showing up. Remember the runaway bride? Bridesmaid not showing up, best man. I heard or expected any of those stories. Not the Justice of the Peace not showing up was a new one for me. And I'm pretty sure for like 99% of you, it's going to be a new one for you too. And I was laughing. I'm like, what? I mean, literally the people we were working with, they're like, guy who's supposed to marry you's not here yet. And it was just like, half an hour before the wedding was supposed to start. I think we started on time anyway, because he eventually did show up, and I was sitting there laughing my ass off the whole time, like, okay. The Justice of the Peace didn't show up. Sorry. It's a little late and I should be sleeping, but I can't. So they're actually on Priest Are Us. I forget the name of the site. It was like Order a Priest or something. Like, essentially a Dial a Priest kind of website. I'm not even joking. There's a website for getting a priest to marry you, like Priests Are Us or something. And I like, that part just killed me. Like, oh my god, what? What's the name of this website? Because I want to see this for myself. I never got the name of the website, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd link here. Like, link here. It's funny. Priest Express. Get your priest there in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. We also do rabbis for mitzvahs. I'm sorry, just the thought of that just cracks me up. It was something silly, you know. I kind of, you know, that's like the one wedding day disaster I had besides having to get up at like the butt crack of dawn. But oh well, what are you gonna do? Speaking of which, what it is about here? I screwed up my sleep schedule recently, so please forgive any yawning and stuff. And these are unedited, so you're gonna have to put up with it. Please forgive me. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the guy actually did show up, and it turned out he actually worked in the same courthouse my sister's a police officer in, which was kind of funny. So yeah, he married us. The wedding went off without a hitch. The reception was a freaking blast, apparently. Everyone was like, "This is the most fun wedding we've been to in years." Like, that's actually a big compliment for me. Because really all I wanted for my wedding was the fact that, you know, everyone had a good time. The food was great. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's my really bizarre wedding story. At least the two good parts. Also a little advice for, brides. If you're gonna have, like, bridesmaids and a matron of honor, have the matron of honor in a separate color from the bridesmaids. Like, pick at least 2 wedding colors and have one be in one and one be in the other. But let them figure out what looks best on them. Like, don't pick the dresses for them. I've been in enough wedding parties that everyone gets these ugly, poofy dresses. Like, my mom wore the same style dress I did at my aunt's wedding, and I was 8. She was, I think, in her 30s or 40s. And this dress was better suited for me. My mom joked she looked like an aging prom queen. On me, it looked adorable. I actually used that dress a few times, too. That's the other thing. Make the dresses reusable. You know, so they don't end up wasting money, because they're going to be stuck with these stupid things forever. It's bad enough you're stuck with the wedding dress, because I don't know what I'm going to do with mine. It's beautiful, but what the fuck am I going to do with it? The crown I goof around with, though. I still have the tiara I wore. The other thing is, like, let the bridesmaids pick the style of dress that looks good on them, and let either the matron of honor or the maid of honor, depending on what you're going to get, or the bridesmaids pick the color they want. And then have the other half use the opposite color. And make sure they all communicate with each other so they know what's going on, or you're going to have, like, bridesmaids in, like, 2 different colors, and that's kind of cool if you want that. The reason I'm suggesting this is, if a lot of brides want to look like the prettiest, so they really don't care what the bridesmaids look like, and want them to look as ugly as, or even worse, want them to look as ugly as possible. You don't want the bridesmaids to look ugly. The better your wedding party looks, the better you're going to look in comparison. Because, it adds to the day. And I know the bridesmaids aren't the most important part, the wedding party isn't the most important part of the wedding. They're still a pretty big part of it. And they're going to have to put up with you. So if you're nice to them, they'll be nice back. I mean, my sister was actually my matron of honor. I have to say matron because she was married. If it's a maid of honor, they're unmarried. If it's a matron of honor, they're married. And one of my oldest friends was the bridesmaid. And I made sure they were in communication with each other, so one wore silver, the other wore lavender. I think my sister wore the silver, so that means my friend wore the lavender. And I said, okay, these are the colors, whatever shades you want, because there's really no bad shade of lavender or of silver, so I was kind of safe there. Um, if one of you picks silver, the other has to pick lavender, and vice versa. And pick dresses that fit your body type, because I want you guys to look good too. I mean, as much as it's my big day, this is a pretty big day for them too. Um, yeah, it's just become an advice video. Oh well. Um, also, don't sweat the small stuff or even the big stuff. Shit happens, okay? I'm not even kidding about that. Shit happens. Half expected on your wedding day. I originally wanted to release butterflies, but it's too cold. My let me see. It was, I just I kind of expected like a really big disaster to happen that day. And if the worst that happened was the guy was a little late, the guy was supposed to marry us, then I'm pretty damn lucky. I was expecting the kids to go crazy or something. I think Griffin did do like weird marches, like he was goofing around a little bit as the little ring bearer, but just a little kid at the time. Who cares? If he did anything other than that, I would have been worried about him at that point, because I would have been like, did you bring him sick? Because I don't want the rest of the wedding party to get sick too. Like, get him home. No sick kids. Um, and also I do, like, for anyone who doesn't want to do the, garter slash bouquet toss, that stupid tradition. Yeah, I can tell I didn't want to do it. There is another one you can do. Be sure to ask the DJ about that. Ours actually did tell us, because I kind of said I do not want to do the bouquet and the garter. It's like, oh, there is an alternative. And I was kind of like, really? What is it? Because it's something to do. What they do is they pretty much ask you and your husband, your 5 minute, now 5 minute anniversary. No, like, you're just married, so it's your husband at that point. And all the other married couples to stand up on the dance floor. So this is already the opposite of the bouquet thing where you toss to the single men and women. The DJ goes, okay, anyone who's been married at least a day, please keep standing. So that means obviously you and your husband sit down, because you haven't been married a day yet at this point. And it's like a year, 2 years. He goes through like the milestones essentially. And the couple that's been married the longest is obviously the one still standing. It's actually a showdown between my brother-in-law's parents and my parents at that point. My mom was alive for my wedding, by the way. So they do that, and then you give the bouquet and the garter belt to the oldest couple, and they give you some advice, and they can be silly or serious about it. And the couple that did it actually did both. Very sweet people, very 1950s couple. It's actually kind of cool. Good 1950s, the happy housewife crap, not the scary McCarthy 1950s that nobody wants to talk about. Shh, the Reds are coming. Damn cats. Sorry. I'm gonna go into Ginger stuff in someone like 2 seconds. One of my best friends is Ginger. But then again, I don't have a soul either. I'm an atheist. I'm a derp. But yeah, that's like an alternate tradition. If you could probably do both at the wedding too, like have the bouquet tossed down, that little cutesy tradition if you want to stretch it out, and also like if you're gonna do the father son or the mother father son dance, brilliant, May. The father-daughter or the mother-son dance. I kind of crossed them. Um, don't just go with the cutesy, sappy songs if that's not your style. My father-daughter dance was the Traveling Wilburys. Everybody wants somebody to lean on, okay? Yeah, that was my father-daughter dance. There's a reason for this. It was the first band I got into, and it was because of my dad. And I still love him to this day. So, and I think the mother-son dance, because his mother came all the way from Russia, was like a little Russian song that we gave the DJ. And, you know, if you have a song you really want played and you don't know if the DJ has it, ask them, and if they don't have it, give it to them. Hell, you might have just added something to their repertoire. But yeah, that's kind of my advice. Also, I recommend buffet style and an open bar for the dinner, and make sure you always have like a good make sure you have a good vegetarian option. Make sure you have like a beef, a chicken, and a fish dish if you can. Like literally get as much variety as possible. And with the booze, go all out. Trust me on this. You know your wedding will go a lot smoother for everyone else. And give the bar power to cut people off if they can. You know, I had an easy time with my wedding. You know, that's pretty much what I got to say. And I'm not going to guarantee you're going to have an easy time, but I'm giving you just a few tips to make it easier. And if any of you go Bridezilla on this channel, you know, I'm going to send my little minion kitties after you or something. Okay, that's really all I got to talk about. Bye!